Okay, this is application number 1 based upon the Samchean form. It's going to be called, it's a sei technique, so a Tiu sei, and it's a build on that. That's what you learn in the forms. This is basically sitting the wrist application. So it's sitting the wrist, which is what we do when we do sei, a sitting of the wrist. So first things we do is your opponent or attacker, I'm the defender, he's going to reach out and grab my right wrist. Now, of course, this doesn't happen quite often in real-life applications on the street or real-life attacks, but we do build into things in the future. So these are just a foundation technique. It's to get you to learn a principle of motion and learning how to start breaking when people grab you, going towards their weak spots, their weak positionings. And on this one, it's between their thumb and their forefinger. We're actually starting to use this to kind of break out of that. So we're going around, and I'm already loosening on the top, and I'm sitting my wrist, which puts pressure on the wrist. So Shina is a joint manipulation technique, so we're starting to build on things like that. So we'll do it slowly. He reaches out, grabs my right wrist. The first thing I'm doing is I'm not bending my elbow forward, I'm not using my shoulder or my bicep. I'm actually rotating my elbow in. Okay, I'm still maintaining a fist distance, but my first motion is to rotate in. As I'm doing that, I'm taking my right hand, I'm coming out into almost like a knife or a knife hand technique, my hand straight out, and I'm actually rotating up while this elbow is coming in. So what I'm doing in that technique is I'm actually doing this. I'm coming this way from a position here, I'm actually rotating upwards, almost like I'm taking a doorknob and I'm turning it. So I'm screwing my hand in an upward position. So that's a very important thing to have that circular rotation. So that helps when he does this grab, that circular rotation. If you see what happens, it starts to compromise. It breaks his wrist, his elbow pops up, and his shoulder tightens. Okay? This means his entire arm is compromised. All I have to do is sit the wrist here, and I'll break loose. Okay? He won't be able to hold it. So what we'll do is we'll do that again. He grabs. I come in. First motion is in and up. Okay? That's here. I still maintain this. I'm not allowing my elbow to come into my chest. So I'm out. As you can see, his points are compromised. Wrist, elbow, and shoulder. Now, as the name of the technique, sitting the wrist, I'm just doing my sei technique. Pops it down. So we'll do that one more time. He grabs. I come up, pop down. Okay? Once you start getting familiar with the technique itself of breaking loose, you'll move into actually incorporating your whole body into this. So he's going to grab. My whole body's going is once I come up here, I'm actually going to rotate. My weight's shifting to my left leg, and I'm turning into it's kind of like a T stance or a T empty stance. My heel is facing the arch of my left foot, and I'm slightly on the toe. So I've pivoted a little bit facing the right. My hands are in this position. Okay? So after I finish, I'm not very far. I'm still in this with the fist from my fist and elbow. So I have a fist distance. So again, what he does, do it slow one time. Okay, once again, slow. And regular speed. Again, regular speed. Okay, that's sitting the wrist technique.